Hello everybody, Crystal Kitsune here with another video for this week. Um, the reason why I uploaded the Crystal and Spooky Show early was because I always forget that I should just edit it and then wait to upload it on Monday, but I uploaded it early on Sunday, so you got a uh, uh, special edition of it, I guess, or just an early edition. If you're wondering where Spooky is, she's not actually here. Actually, I think it's going to be a boy. I'm actually kind of thinking about not really doing the Crystal and Spooky Show too much, mainly because since he is a he and not a she, um, eventually in a couple months he's gonna start getting very well, at least towards the end of the year, he's going to start getting very male-like, I guess you could say. Females are usually really timid, or not timid, but just quieter and um, don't do a lot of noise and stuff. Spooky has been doing a lot of very male-like things, and her nose is turning blue, which means that he or she is actually a he. So the Crystal and Spooky Show probably won't be a thing too much on here anymore because I can't get him to stay still every time I put him up here. The reason why the unboxing video was so rigid was because I didn't want to bring things close by him and have him fly off like he did in the book club video. So unfortunately, having him be like a star of the show type thing, I mean, it wasn't really going to be much of a it's not really much of a show if he's not in it. I mean, the couple episodes where he flew off midway or was there for the beginning but was brought back for the end doesn't really make it the Crystal and Spooky Show. It's just Crystal with a little bit of spooky. So I probably won't be doing too much of that. I still will bring in the parakeets. I mean, not just Spooky. I'll probably bring in Sweetie and Teeny and Peeps and some of the other ones. As long as I hold on to them, they could fly off if they want to because they don't have to be here for the whole show. So, sadly, the Crystal and Spooky Show probably won't be too much of a thing. But I will still do videos just myself and still do stuff that you suggest. I still will do the book club, which is this episode here. Um, and I'll do, or not, this isn't book club, this is Nostalgia Corner. I already said that. But there will be a book club video coming in soon. Um, where I'll talk about two books, one I have read and one I haven't read. So I'll be reading it this week. But enough of the book club. Um, I will be doing a nostalgia corner off and on. I'll still be doing trying foods. I'll probably hit the 99-cent store and get some 99-cent store food because I'm cheap. I might do another unboxing video if I can find some more inexpensive things to unbox. So it's just a matter of giving you content that is interesting for you guys to watch and not click out halfway through. So without further ado, I'm still kind of mush mouth when it comes to talking because I'm still not quite used to it. But given time, I will be a lot better when it comes to talking to you people, my future fans, hopefully. So this will be Nostalgia Corner episode 2. I will be looking through my room for other things that I can use for Nostalgia Corner. I do have a lot of stuff. It's just a matter of finding it because I have a lot of sugar, a lot of stuff that's in boxes and in closets and things like that. So, one of these things, well, technically two of these things aren't really boxed to be new or to be old, but the premise of it is kind of older. Um, and one of them is actually pretty cool to me. I was going to do like a cool things from my room type thing, but that's like arbitrary because like it could be cool to me but not too cool to you. But I might still do one given if I find some stuff that's cool enough to bring out. So I'll get this video started. Now, if you were a child growing in the 90s and you really, really, really liked Disney, like me, I was a Disney kid, you may remember this particular thing. It is called I have two. I brought two of them. There's more, but this one is very well loved, as you can see. I'm not gonna get any money out of them. But this is called Adventure Magazine. It was a small, like, TV guide sized, not thick, but it was a TV guide sized magazine. I do not know if they still do it. Since I'm 30 years old, I haven't really looked up to see if they still make one. I know that they were making the Nickelodeon magazine for a while, so I don't really know if they still make this one. I have some up to like 2003, I think, so I know they did it at least until then. But anyway, this is back in October of 1991, back when Neil Patrick Harris was still Doogie Howser. And it's, like I said, it's really well loved. There's an advertisement on the back for clothing. Um, Basically, what the thing was is that it had, like, interviews with some people. So they interviewed Neil Patrick Harris on in this particular one. They have advertisements in there, of course. They have um, fan letters from other um, from viewers, readers. So there's some trivia, more advertisements, and they usually had comics. Now, this one, if you remember this cartoon, I don't know if you remember this cartoon. This is based off of Tailspin, which was a cartoon that used the characters from the Jungle Book. So there was Baloo, there was I think King Louie was in here, but they also added other characters like Kit and some other ones. But it used characters from the Jungle Book. It was like a spin-off of the Jungle Book, I guess. But it was a pretty, and then they had some other comics and stuff in here. This is a pretty long comic. I still have like an issue that had like a two-parter Lion King comic in it back in '94. I have, or still, I don't know if I have it still, but there was one of these that had Michael Jackson on the cover of it with Pinocchio. So basically, this is like a monster themed because it's for Halloween. So there's like a lot of different. There's a thing that says Monsters Across America that shows all the different things from different states, like Mothman, Bigfoot, uh, the Goat Man, etc. So yeah, and I brought another one too. This one here is actually, I wrote on it. I made little faces on Picard, but it's from 1993, and it's for Star Trek, and it's got Picard, and then there's what's her face, Jessica Rabbit, Pinocchio. It's some character from DuckTales or something, I think, and another one from No, that's Darkwing Duck, I think, and then the Beast. Um, and this one here was April, so there's probably a lot of April Fool's stuff in here. There's an interview with the cast for Star Trek, advertisements, Goof Troop. Yeah, there was a April Fool's comic where you had to go through and find all the mistakes in this particular comic. So I guess if you wrote how many how many you know things were wrong, then you got like a prize or something. Yeah, so you got 8 for prices. You got original comic art from the thing, or a T-shirt or something like that. So yeah, it was a cool little magazine until it started getting newer. The older ones were really great. The very first one that I think that I got had Candace Cameron on it from the Full House. There's a Weird Yet True section which tells things about uh interesting facts and things. Dinosaurs comic, if you remember dinosaurs back then. So yeah, I mean, I had like a subscription since about 1991, and I would watch Disney Channel when they give the free preview, but then they like just gave it to us anyway, so afterwards. So I would sit and watch the Disney Channel, and I'm like a Disney Channel or Disney movie nerd. I mean, I don't know every single thing, but I like own almost every movie on VHS, much less. Um, so yeah, uh, that's Disney Adventure Magazine. Like I said, I don't know if they still make it, but if they do, it's probably not nearly as good as the older versions. Um, Same thing with Nickelodeon magazine. It kind of got kind of crappy after a while. So that's the first thing. The second thing, um, it's not really too old or too old, like in the sense of growing up with this. I didn't actually grow up with this, but somebody might have, I guess. Um, it came out in the early 2000s, late 90s. Um, if any of you watched the American version anyway of Cardcaptor Sakura or Cardcaptors, you know that at least the first half of the anime was her collecting the cards, and then after the trials, then she had to turn them into her own cards called the star cards. No, I didn't get actually. I don't think I got these. Well, I think these are actually the regular ones. If I'm not mistaken. If I can get this out of the box. Why are you not coming out of the box? This is being difficult. Why are you not coming out of the box? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think these are just regular. Even the box looks like it's supposed to be the star cards. These are actually the regular cloud cards. But I went and when I got some money once, I went ahead and got a frivolous buy off of one of those eBay things. And these are the cloud cards. I'm a nerd. I mean, I really liked the Cardcaptors anime, and I thought it was really cool. I'd watch it every Saturday morning until it went off. And sadly, it went off before the second part where she learns who Errol is and, you know, changes the cards into star cards instead of just the ones that Cloud made. But these are actually the ones that Cloud made, and it has the symbol on the back with the star and the moon and the sun, which is Kiraberos and UA respectively. But these are the cloud cards, and I'm not gonna go through all of them, but I like the elemental ones, especially like fiery. Flowery is really nice. The flower card, she's really pretty. But yeah, I mean, I was always like wrote down all the names of the cards because they would give like names of the cloud cards at either the beginning or the end of the anime or something like that, and they'd show off all the different cards, and so I would write them down from the beginning theme song and any ones that were used in the anime, and I'd write them down in a book. And I think I got mostly all of them. Some of these aren't in the U.S. version of the anime for certain reasons, because if the episode they used had like any sort of uh, taboo stuff going on, they didn't want it in the U.S. So like with her brother and Julian was the English name. Yukito is the Japanese name. If they did anything that looked like it was, um, uh, gay, they would not play that episode or cut that part out or something. So they heavily butchered Cardcaptors. Um, I mean, I didn't really know about it, because I was younger. But then later on, I like found the dubbed version of the anime from Japan, so I was able to watch like the whole. Well, actually, I don't think they actually dubbed it. I actually had to watch it in Japanese. But either way, I watched the whole series, which had the first part and the second part where she was turning cards into star cards. Um, but it was a really cool anime. It was not as uh well, it wasn't like a magical girl. It was, but it wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, I don't like animes that have like this whole like, with the exception of Sailor Moon, has this big old transformation sequence. I mean, I grew up with Sailor Moon because of, you know, that was one of my first animes. But uh, for me, it's like the transformations. I'm really like critical when it or literal when it comes to certain things. Like the whole time that Sailor Moon is transforming, like they could just kick her ass. Like seriously, it's like, why don't you just like do it instantaneously and just get it over with? That was, like, my biggest, complaint about Sailor Moon, but they don't really do that with Cardcaptor Sakura. I mean, if they did that with Cardcaptor Sakura, I probably wouldn't like it as much, but, I mean, it was her friend that made her costume, so she just put them on, and, one scene she didn't have it on, the next scene she would. So it wasn't a transformation sequence. So she was still like the magical girl where she summoned her staff and stuff like that with the key, but she didn't transform to like a certain outfit, like they did. And they ruined another anime that was really good as a manga, but then they ruined it as the anime, and it was Sugar Sugar Rune. I don't know if anybody's heard of that, but Sugar Sugar Rune was kind of like for me it was cute as a manga, and it had promised to be an anime, and then when I found it as an anime, it basically just went from a really cool story to magical girl, and the story was kind of lost. So, whatever. But I'm getting kind of behind, so I'm gonna, take this as that's the second thing. Um, Now I was a fan of Michael Jackson growing up. Not because, I didn't listen to all this the stuff that went on with him, all of the, you know, I didn't care about what he did. I just liked him for his music. And I collected all of the CDs. I listened to the music. I liked his older stuff more than his newer stuff. And for me, um, I didn't actually have this the whole time growing up, but I watched the movie like a really long time ago and I really, really liked it. And I didn't see it for a really long time until they did some sort of special like on MTV or VH1 or something like that, and I got to see the whole movie. And then I went to a yard sale like a couple years back, and lo and behold, they had this VHS. I don't even know if it works because I haven't actually got to play it because we don't have VCRs in the house anymore. But um, I always liked this movie. It was like when I saw it as a kid, I thought it was really cool because it was like Michael Jackson, so that's one plus. He was cute in his little, gangster type elephant outfit, and he was like dancing and doing magic type stuff and transforming into things, cars, spaceships, whatever. And I thought it was really cool. I mean, it's still kind of cool today, but it doesn't actually hold up as much as it did back then. And this was like done in the 80s or whatever. I'm trying to see if there was a date on this thing, like a trademark mark date, but I think it's just done in the 80s. But Moonwalker was always a really cool thing for me. I like I also like the little kid that was in here, um, Batter, which is the little colored kid that's in here looked a lot like Michael Jackson, and he like was Michael Jackson in the Batter sequence, and it was just so cute and it was so fun. And then him running through the soundstage and uh, it was just so much fun. And I liked 1988. That's when it came out. I finally found the date. It was in a tiny print. Um, but yeah, I like this movie. Most of the people out there nowadays don't like Michael Jackson because of the stuff that happened to him, stuff that he did supposedly. I'm still gonna be a fan of his older music. I mean, I still groove out. Still listen to his older music, Billie Jean, Thriller for Halloween. Um, so yeah, I like this movie, and it's a shame that I can't actually watch this particular one because it was a VHS. But things happen. Everything's DVD nowadays. And speaking of DVDs, the next one is actually put on DVD, but it's an older movie. So another one that I liked, I saw it once growing up when I was younger. I watched it again not too long ago, and then I bought the actual DVD. It is The Last Unicorn, and the tag is still on it. I paid $10 for it. I actually was lucky to get this. I got it at a it's a music record store. I forgot the name of it. I'm sorry. Um, but I saw it on online, and I was like, it was a really crappy quality. You know what happens when you try to do things online, which is you know what do you expect? You're watching it for free online, which is should be illegal, but some places say they're not, breaking the law or whatever. So I ended up buying this at that particular store. It was the last copy, so I'm actually lucky that I got it. Um, when I first watched it a long time ago, knew the basic story. Um, but what got me watching it again was I was watching Game Grumps, and most of you probably know who the Game Grumps are. If you don't, you should check them out if you like gameplay videos and everything. And Dan Avidan, who is part of the Game Grumps, along with Aaron Hansen, did a cover of the theme song to this movie because it's one of his favorite movies. And I was like, I remember that movie. I should check it out again. And that's when I checked it out and watched it. And then I went ahead and bought it because I wanted to have it for myself. I didn't want to watch crappy versions of it. So, if you don't know what this movie is about, I can read the synopsis on the back, but it'll probably take a little while. Um, so instead of doing that, I'll just say if you like movies that still hold up today and you like unicorns and fantasy type stuff, check it out. It's a good. There's also a book. Sorry, I don't know what the name of the author is. I should, but it's also a book. You could check out the book, check out the movie, and if you like it, leave a comment down below. I guess I don't know. And that takes me to the last thing because I'm coming up to 25 minutes here. This is actually a thing, a toy. It's not a book or a movie or anything like that. I don't remember when I got this. Apparently, it's from. If you're hearing that noise, it's the thing. It came out in 1992 by Tyco, which is the same thing that I showed with the little bubble thing, I guess. Was that Tyco or Tommy? No, it was Tommy. This is Tyco. So how much I pay attention. I don't remember getting this, but I've had it for like ever, so it's just a thing. This thing is called, if you remember, Kitty Kitty Kittens. I don't actually remember that name, but this is the thing. It's a cat. And it's got like a solid piece in the head, which has like a ball in it. So when you go like that, it's supposedly supposed to make it sound like it's purring. So it's cute, I guess you could say. It looks kind of almost like a dead like roadkill cat or something because it's all floppy and everything. But I've always had this, and it's really old. It's like super old. So from 1992, that is super old. Like I said, I don't remember actually getting it or when I got it for what. Probably a birthday or for Christmas or something. I probably asked for it and I got this. But it's been sitting on top of my dress. I have like an entertainment center in there that doesn't have a TV. It just has a bunch of crap on it, and it's been sitting up there gathering dust all this time. And I was like, that should be pretty old. It's been gathering dust for years, at least since I've been here. So it's at least 15 years old. Um, so yeah, I don't know if you guys remember. I know they came in I think different colors. I just managed to get the calico one. I think they came in white and black, like tuxedo or whatever. I don't really know. I haven't looked in them up or looked them up or anything prior to this. So it's just your guess as good as mine type of thing. But yeah, that's the last thing that I have. I just brought out 5 things for Nostalgia Corner. Well, yeah, 5 things. The 2 books counted as one. And it's kind of noisy. I don't know how that's gonna pick up. So, if you remember any of these items or liked them growing up or whatever, leave a comment below. Leave a comment below, talking about it. If you have any ideas or talk about something that you grew up with that you remember or don't remember very well, that you still have. Because I like hearing about those kind of things. If you have something that you still have that you remember very well, or like I said, don't remember very well. Like, where did I get this thing? I was like, I don't know why I have this still, but I do. um, but yeah, that's all this video, and I will bring together some more things, hopefully in the near future. I have to go digging around in my closet, which is going to be a dust storm and trigger my allergies. It's going to be horrible. Um, because I was cleaning my room up a couple weeks ago, and I was bringing up so much dust. I was sneezing all night. Um, Yay me. But that will be the end of the episode. And I'm going to not keep talking and wasting your time. So already it's over 25 minutes. I will see you in the next video. And give it a like if you want or not. Doesn't really matter. It will help me later, on in life. If you like the video, share it with your friends. Subscribe below. That kind of stuff. I will be doing other videos, and if you want to, check them out, and that's why you should subscribe, so that way you can tell when I'm going to do another video. And that is all, folks. So long, and see you next time. See ya!